And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy, Cheap Ludes. Shout out to everybody in the chat because I'm doing this live right now, which is nerve-wracking, to say the least. I'll be honest. I don't know what it is, but knowing there's a massive congregation of 11 people watching me right now is terrifying. So, we're going to be ranking all of the best shooting guards in NBA 2K22. My team, let's go over the parameters first. S tier, unquestionable best or best overall cards in the game. The reason I say best overall and I make the distinction is because they may not be the best for a certain specific playstyle, but overall for all playstyles across both gens, they're going to be the best of the best and the most adaptable cards, you know? A tier, just a shade under those S tier guys, and I'll explain why they're there. B tier, this is what majority of the community is going to run at their shooting guard, small forward, or point guard position. Depends on what their secondary is. C tier, very average, solid cards. Yeah, you could probably benefit from an upgrade to a B tier guy, but for the most part, really solid. D tier, still some value there, or they might be fun to use, or they have like one specific thing that makes them decent. But yeah, it's best to upgrade at this point. F tier, yeah, they're not it. You really should upgrade. I haven't done trash tier yet because I don't feel like any card at this point is complete and utter trash to everybody. You know, we don't have like remember Galaxy Opal Adrian Dantly last year? Remember how trash he was? We don't have a card like that yet. So let's get started. Gary Harris, B. Gary Harris, evoed or non-evoed, honestly, it doesn't really matter. He's really sick, easy to green jump shot. I would say the only real negative on him, because he plays good defense as well, is that he's 6'4", but at this point, I really don't think it matters. Adrian Dantly. This one might be shocking, but Dantly's actually pretty solid this year. He is so bad normally, but Adrian Dantly is shockingly good this year. He can actually shoot a little bit, and I think a lot of it comes from the fact that you can actually shoot threes if someone has a 77-3. Like, if you remember to 2K20 and 2K21, like, on next gen, it was a little bit of a different story, but on current gen and 2K21, if they had below an 83, it was just like pointless to even shoot with them half the time. Like, Giannis was really the only example of somebody that people would push through and use, even though he had a lower three ball. But Dantly's really solid. Like, he plays good defense. He dunks really well. Like, he actually has a decent jump shot. I'm shocked. Maybe half the reason I'm hyping this Adrian Dantly card is because he's just actually good and somewhat usable. Maybe he deserves to be in C tier, but I think I'm just shocked by how much I like an Adrian Dantly. Terrence Ross, B. Starting out triple B, big baller brand, because Terrence Ross deserves it. You know what? I'm actually shocked that they fixed release 70 or base 70. It doesn't seem to miss as many whites this year, which is super tight. That was really the only thing that was holding down guys like Terrence Ross, Jonathan Isaac, Yee. All these like super good cards, they would miss a lot of whites, and it doesn't feel like they do that this year, and that's huge. Other than that, Terrence Ross is big. He plays defense. He booms. He shoots. He's a complete package, man. Is he better than Adrian Dantly? Yeah. Is he better than Gary Harris? For certain things, maybe. Phil Chenier is an absolute like trash bucket. Like, he's so bad. There's absolutely no redeeming factors to this card. He's kind of fast. That helped me use him in draft mode for a little bit early on, but yeah, there's no reason you should be using Phil Chenier outside of like accidentally getting him in draft mode at this point. Anthony Simons, still a bucket. You know, he's a little, I don't know, outdated at this point, I guess. He's still really good, though. Come on, this is my tier list. I get to kind of do whatever I want. I try to be as unbiased as possible. I try to rank them between gens appropriately, but Bingo Smith is A tier, and it's just facts. You guys are just going to have to accept that this man is A tier. Look, you could argue maybe he's top B tier. That's about as low as I'll go, though. Bingo is so good. The only reason I don't use Bingo is because of a guy in S tier that I pulled in PAX the other day. But Bingo is so good. Zach Levine. If he played better defense, I think he would be an A tier, but for now, I'm going to put him at the top of B tier. Offensively, he's still an absolute nightmare, but defensively, he's just not good. If you're on next gen, he's probably A tier, though. But I would say B tier to even it out. Joe Harris. I like Joe Harris a lot. He's a pure sniper. If that's what you're looking for, then He's kind of the perfect card. He plays no defense, so. Junior Bridgman, kind of the opposite. He plays a little too much defense, almost no offense whatsoever, so D tier. In a game where pretty much everybody plays defense, it's really hard for me to get hyped on defensive specialists this year, which sucks. Like last year, if this was 2K21, I'd probably have him in like C tier. But this year, I mean, especially on next gen, if you let the CPU guard your opponent, I mean, Joe Harris is going to play defense the same way Junior Bridgman does on current gen. You know what I mean? Bradley Beal. Yeah, small at 6'3", but he's still got one of the easiest screen jump shots in the game. I would still put him in B. Brian Winters. Brian Winters is pretty tight. A, because he looks like me, and that's pretty cool. Like, he looks like he shouldn't be in the NBA. Like, Joe Harris at least kind of looks like he's got like some guns. You know what I mean? Like, he looks like an athlete of some sort. Brian Winters does not. He looks like a fan. Crazy. Cliff Hagan. Cliff Hagan is D tier. He does nothing but shoot threes, and he's kind of not that great at that. That being said, he does look like a New Jersey or Newark mafioso from like 1957, and that's pretty cool. And my grandpa said he's the best shooter he's ever seen. Grandpa's 70, so, you know, maybe he knows. D'Angelo Russell, he's an offensive bucket, but that's about it. No defense. That's why I would keep him out of B tier. Danny Ainge. Look, if you guys have watched me stream at all over the last 2 weeks, I've probably ranted about how much I hate this card. He's still better than Cliff Hagan and Junior Bridgman, okay? He is. But I hate him so much. Do not be shocked to see him drop to D tier. Daryl Griffith. Dr. Duncanstein's pretty decent. He's like C. I put him like the top of C tier. David Thompson. I just don't like this card. If you do, then I could hear out an argument that he's like mid C tier at the absolute highest. But he just doesn't do anything but boom. That's it. And like Daryl Griffith at least can shoot the rock a little bit. I mean, dude, yeah, I'll throw him in C tier. I mean, because if I have just a shooter and Brian Winters up here, I can have just a dunker in here too. It makes sense. Fuck Danny Ainge, dude. Tyrese Halliburton. C. If he was a point guard or if he could play point guard, I would probably put him in B tier. But if you guys have watched me use Tyrese Halliburton or have had to use him in the shooting guard, he has like the slowest catch and shoot animations in the game. Like if you throw him the ball, his load up animation to shoot that three is so fast that it is so easy to contest. It honestly makes him unusable in certain capacities. It's frustrating. Demar Derozan. I like Demar Derozan a lot, but he's like worse than Daryl Griffith. He's not really worse than Daryl Griffith, I guess, but he's worse than Adrian Dantly for sure. Emmanuel Quickley. He's good, but I just wish his badge count was higher. Desmond Mason. I mean, he's not necessarily worse than DeMar DeRozan, but he's not necessarily better. I would probably do it as follows, yeah. It depends how you feel. Like, I'm a shooter, so I'm going to rank these guys a little bit higher, but I'm trying not to. Desmond Mason and DeMar DeRozan play way better defense. Yeah, I'm going to actually throw Halliburton, D'Angelo Russell, and Quickley all right next to each other. Desmond Mason deserves to go right here. That limitless takeoff is fire. Signature Jaylen Brown. A. I mean, he's probably overall better than Bingo Smith. I just prefer Bingo Smith. Jerry Stackhouse, aka Stack Daddy. I don't know what it is, but on next gen, he just runs so slow for seemingly no reason, but he's a pretty solid all-around, like, shooting guard / wing. Like, he's decent. He's not really great at anything. He's not really terrible. Tyler Hero. I would throw him over Bradley Beal. Tyler Hero's really good. He's more of just a pure offensive threat. That jump shot, that Trae Young base this year is just absolutely fake. Other Desmond Mason, I'd just throw him right there. Like, the other one's better because of the limitless takeoff, but it deserved to be right there. Josh Giddy, dude. He's actually not bad. I would throw him in, like, C. He can't be that much worse or that much better than Brian Winters. Like, really. Devin Booker. I mean, I would put Devin Booker in B tier. He's just like Tyler Hero, pure offense, almost no defense. He's just a little bit better overall. Zach Levine, too, but Devin Booker and Zach Levine at least play a little bit of defense. I don't know. Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is really good. Actually, I'd probably put him like B tier. I just wish he was a little bit like taller or could play point guard. That was honestly devastating when it came out that he was a shooting guard small forward. I don't know why 2K did that. Why could I not run this man at point guard? Duncan Robinson. He's good. I mean, he dunks, but he can't handle the ball. He shoots, but he can't play defense. A lot of contradictions with this guy. A lot of problems, but I mean, C tier. He's got that dynamic duo with Jay Crowder that does make him a little bit better defensively, which is pretty cool, but I would still say C tier for him. Dick Barnett, just the ugliest jump shot. Literally a hideous jump shot. Dwayne Wade. Yeah, I mean, I'd throw Dwayne Wade right here. I would probably throw this one here because he's got a Hall of Fame quick first step, so I'd probably put him over here somewhere around Zach Levine, and then this one I'd probably put right next to like Donovan Mitchell with gold quick first step. That's at least my readout on the situation. Both of them get to be B tier though. Evan Fournier, I love Evan Fournier. I'm gonna put him in C. High. Chris, all right, this one is controversial, but I really think, I know I'm gonna be on some DBG stuff real quick where I overvalue a free or cheap card, but I really think Duarte is B tier. I really do. This card is so overpowered for a Sapphire, especially for a free one. He's pure 3-and-D. That's all he is, but at that, he's super, super tight. Richie Gearin. He's the best card in C tier, I think. It's a little outdated. Like, Chris Duarte is better than him. Jalen Green. I would put him in C. He's got base 22. That's pretty good. He came out the first day the game was out. Like, you know, it is what it is. This Jalen Green, I think, is low B tier, though. He's a little bit better, different jump shot, but overall stats and badges are better. He's got better dribble moves as well. He's a pretty good card. Glitched Harden. I have my issues with Glitched Harden, but he's still relatively good. Like, B tier. Especially for a free card. Sick. Come on, I can't do my man Jason Richardson like that. B tier for sure. He's still really good. He's very well-rounded. Everything checks out, dude. He's super tight. This Jaylen Brown, I mean, the badge additions really aren't that big of a deal between the two. I think it's like Acrobat or something. I can't remember exactly what it is, but there's really no difference between these two cards. They're basically the same. Jerry Sloan, the snatch god himself. He drops snatch blocks at such a high rate. That's about all he really brings. His jump shot's not bad. Jim Paxton. Jim Paxton is not good, but he's like a C tier. Kent Bazemore is like pure ass, actually, so I'm going to put him in F. Klay Thompson, S. He's the best shooting guard in my team, I think, personally. Like, he does everything. There's literally nothing this dude cannot do. Is he worth 350K? I don't necessarily think so, but he's sick. That's just how it is. Dunktober Kobe. I think he's still A tier, but he has a good overall combo. He plays defense. He attacks the rim. He has great jump shot. I think Bingo's a little bit better. That's just my personal opinion. Lamello Ball. All right. This one's going to be... yeah, I'd put him in C. Yeah, I'm using Jalen Green and Duarte over him. I don't care. Latrell Sprewell. Dude, Sprewell's B tier. For sure. He's well-rounded. He is. I wish I played more TTO or TT so I could go get him, but... at the same time, it's going to take me forever to get this card. He's not even going to be usable by the time I get him. Lou Dort, if he was a little bit taller, I think I would put him higher in C tier, but C tier makes sense. He's my favorite card in C tier. Luka Doncic, he's just badge-wise. He has such a slow jump shot too. C tier makes sense for him. Cade, same thing. Like, he's going in C tier as well. He's not the greatest card. Manu's horrible. I hate this card so much. I'm putting him in D. Marquise Johnson, where's Desmond Mason? Yeah, like right around Desmond Mason. He plays good defense. He's huge. He dunks. That's it though. He can shoot a little bit. Michael Cooper. He's not arguing. Objectively, he's not much better than like Lou Dort. For me though, I personally love this card. I would probably rank him right around Jason Richardson, but C tier makes sense for Michael Cooper. Another controversial one, I think MJ is A tier. Like I said, now that you can consistently hit with a 77 three-pointer, it's making early game Michael Jordan still beast. You don't really see this card get ran too much because he's a little bit too expensive. And for a cheaper price, you could get someone who is a little bit more meta, like Jalen Brown or, any of the other guys. But MJ is still a beast in the right hands. And I think he's still better than all the guys in B tier. Mitch Richmond, same deal. Like, I think he's still A tier. That combination of jump shot, availability through the token market, and everything else, I think it makes sense to put him in A tier. This one hurts my soul, but Monte is C tier. He's the best card in C tier, though. It actually hurts to do that. Otis Birdsong, C. Paul Westphal, same thing. Ray Allen, I think he's still B tier because of his jumper, and that's it. Same with Bradley Beal. Like, basically, that's the only reason they're up here. This one, I think, is controversial too, but Richard Hamilton, I literally think is S tier. He absolutely, under no circumstances, should you lock in for these cards, either one of them. But Richard Hamilton is significantly better than every other point guard below him. Like, there's certain things that maybe Michael Jordan or like Jalen Brown might be better than him at, attacking the rim being one of them. But the simple fact is Richard Hamilton plays lockdown defense. He's huge. He has a wet jump shot. He can do pretty much everything. People sleep on Rip, dude. Rip was so good in his prime. Ricky Pierce, he plays defense, but Junior Bridgman is better than him. Ron Boone, I mean, C. Sam Jones, I like a lot. If we get an updated Sam Jones, he's going to be a beast. Moncrief has some of the best steal animations in the game, and for that reason, I'll keep him in D, just kind of how Jerry Sloan, has snatch blocks. Trenton Hassel, F. Anyways, that's the tier list. Let me know what you think down in the comments or in the live chat. I'm sure you guys are feverishly typing, all 7 of you. Stay tuned. I'll be dropping the small forward, power forward, and center tier list. I might do them live. I'm not entirely sure. I guess we'll find out. But drop a like on this video, comment down below, and I appreciate you guys. Don't be too mean to me in the comments. Peace.